Warning! Graphic pest control video ahead. Do not watch if you might be offended. If, however, you really like watching pest control videos, then hello again and welcome to the Squirrel Hunter channel. Please continue and watch us as we control pest populations with silenced air rifles here in the UK. If you have any questions, can you please check the description below first to see if it's already been answered and for some useful links. Thank you.
As you can see by the date, it's the beginning of October last year. Bro's gone in to check the feeder, put some wheat in it. He's met by this scene. Post is either rotted through or someone's pushed it over. But it's wrecked and it needs replacing. So we have a word with a good friend of ours. He knocks us up something out of stainless steel. Much stronger than the wood, should never rot. If that one gets knocked over, we shall know someone was to blame rather than it being too heavy and rotten. And Bro's dug out the other post, got rid of the bit of concrete that was in there, and replaced it with post mix. It's very useful concrete, goes off very quickly. Within a matter of half an hour, should be good enough to put the feeder on, as long as he gets it level. With like attention to detail, eh, Bro? Set it nice and level, and give it a chance. That concrete will go off quite quickly, allowing him to put the feeder back on. And in the meantime, gone for a wander. Didn't pick these up very well, all these flies flying around. Late on in the summer, even got a few mushrooms sticking through. Things you do while you're waiting for concrete to set, eh? As if by magic, the concrete's gone off hard enough, and Bro's managed to put the feeder back on top. Screw it down, nice and solid. It's even managed to put a few of the branches back up. We do like the odd branch leading up to the feeder. Does sometimes encourage them to run over the top of them instead of crawling across the floor past dead bodies. Now Bro's covered it up, the concrete, a bit of dirt. As you can see, the feeder's still empty. We'll soon fix that though. Nothing in the hopper. That's where the squirrels will sit. Keeps birds out and a lot of other creatures. You can see the empty bag on the floor, full of wheat. It's even made a bit of a mark. The tendency is to level out the wheat in the feeders, so when you come next time, it's pretty obvious if something's been truffling away in that hopper there, removing it from the bottom. Just going to point something out here. See that little patch on the top just there? That was put on by Bro a long time ago just to cover a hole they chewed in the lid of the feeder. Just pointing out something else about that later on. And there's the hide. He gets it in focus. Freehand in this. Two-man hide. Very often he shoots in on his own. This is Bro. Early in the morning. That was him walking down his drive. This is him rocking up. Short journey away. There's more holes in this road than downtown Beirut. Pulls up next to the farmhouse. And for today he's using his Daystate Harrier X. His ever favourite Webley Power Pole pellets in 22 caliber. Does like that combination. He's only there a short while. His day's broken. Got in pretty much, as you can see, first light. You can hear a squirrel somewhere around, squawking. Went on for a while, but he couldn't work out where it was. If you can hear them squawking, you know they're nearby. It's up there somewhere. If you haven't seen it already, there it is. And rather typically, as soon as he finds it on camera, it decides to run off. Still hear it squawking, and then it stops and he gives up. And he's spotted some motion up on the side of this tree. If you haven't seen it already, here it is, in this circle. Head's poking out. Let's set the camera up on it. Hopefully it might come into view. You get days like this. You've got no other option really. Best thing you can do is wait. If it runs off, it runs off. Hopefully the draw of the feeder, after all the effort Bro's put in to fix it. It's good enough to get this thing to come down and sit nice and still for us. Or him even. It's more like it. No idea why it's so edgy. Couldn't have seen Bro. Can only assume there's another one in the vicinity. And normally a pretty reliable indicator that there's someone else nearby. Mainly a squirrel. Other than themselves. Sometimes it might be a predator, like a cat or something. They tend to squawk away at that. This one's frozen on the tree. Bro doesn't take the shot. He did have a bit of scope cam footage, which I haven't included. He would have taken the shot, but just as he starts to locate the squirrel in the scope cam footage, decides to run up the tree. Just like that. That was the point. He managed to locate it. Typically, the squirrel's off again. Not a happy little squirrel, is it? He's got a stick in the way of the scope cam now. So he never took the shot. It's pointless trying to shoot things like that. It's only a recipe for wounding and missing. And the squirrel's disappeared off at the tree. Just got to be patient. No idea if this is the same one or another one. It's making more of a motion towards the feeder. Seems just as agitated as the last one. Maybe it is the same one, I don't know. That would probably be a shot. But again, the rigours of filming. He's put the scope cam on, and just as he does that, it starts to move. Now it's got its head hidden. And the scope cam goes back off again. I did have little bits of footage, but like I said before, I've deleted them. This one's just going to mess about. It's a proper little tail dance, isn't it? Seems to be a bit of a problem these days with patience in people. I've had a few comments. I can only think that it's modern life. Everything on demand. Doesn't pay. Some things you cannot speed up. This is more like it. It finally comes to rest in the tree. And he's got them in the scope cam. And he'll take a shot in a second. Patience has paid off. Nothing wrong with that shot. You can tell by the reaction. And there we go. Immediately another squirrel in the vicinity. So that indication, tail flicking, you knew it wasn't Bro, something else is around. And they know there's other ones there. There's one on the deck, he knows there's at least another one around somewhere. Time for more patience. And the squawking continues. See the one up the tree there? It's having a real good go. Of course, if you're walking around the woods and you can hear this, if you're free hunting, which we do on occasion, I haven't done it for an awful long time myself. That's how we cut our teeth with air rifles. It's free hunting, which is in itself quite satisfying and interesting to do. It's nowhere near as effective as removing as many of these from a woodland as possible. This one's having a right old go. Normally, if you were creeping up a wood and you heard that, there'd be some argy-bargy with some squirrels, drawing attention to himself. He'd slowly move into range. We don't have to worry about that. Bro's nicely new position feeder. That should draw this one down, hopefully, and give him a shot. And again, the virtue of patience is Bro's ally. Cannot rush these things. Heads pop back out again. sure it said actually 2 in the background squawking. Now I'm listening to this again. Could possibly be. The more I listen, the more I think there might be 2. But Bro's fixated on this one. I've left this in because I'm going to make you wait, same as Bro had to. This is more like it. Bro gave up filming it, turned the cameras off, and just typically it came down, just the same as if you made a cup of tea. He's lining it up right now to take a shot. Nice and still. And he totally misses it. After all that effort, it still sits there. Just narrowly missed by a pellet. I don't know what happened there. All I'm waiting for now is Bro to take another shot. I will pre-warn you, he's had some sort of rifle trauma. Don't know what happened. I'll have to ask him. I just sped it up while he fixes his rifle. Again, I don't know what happened. But it's all good again. We're lining up for squirrel number 2. And again, excellent shot. So I have absolutely no idea what happened last time, whether the pellet flew off and missed. Wasn't conclusive by the scope cam footage, which I didn't bother to include. Looked like he was on. Never mind. Squirrel's on the deck. So that's 2 down. Not one of them shot off a feeder so far. Here's a third one. It almost looks like the same one, but it isn't. This one came down, just sat there. So, you can see it drops differently. Looks very much like the last shot, but it isn't. There we go. Slow tumble down through the sticks. And that would probably be the other squirrel I thought I heard. So I reckon that was probably a trio of squirrels all arguing over whether they should come to the feeder. None of them did. All of them ended up on the deck. Might as well left the feeder on its side. And the wind's got up now. Not brilliant. This is only a small wood. 3 isn't a bad bag. Because they're all shot in the trees, they've all landed in different spots. You can see by the way they tumbled down. Power Pals did an excellent job. Bro swears by them. Just to remind you about that little patch on the roof I showed you earlier in the video. When Bro turned up this day, been a bit of time, they've managed to rip that out and elongate the hole. Such is the power of the rodent tooth. See all the bits and pieces landing in the feeder. See the levels drop quite noticeably. Bro's managed to find a big chunk of wood. That'll give him some chewing time to get through that. And there's the 3 on the deck, along with his Harrier X. And that concludes that session. This is me checking one of the feeders at the Pick Your Own farm. It's been hammered. This is prior to a visit we both did. I did say in a previous video that I didn't include Bro's footage from the day when I was testing H&M pellets. And this will be the footage I omitted the last time. This is me driving, Bro filming. Again, first light. I've already been out and tested the H&M pellets, I do believe. Just running up to this particular feeder I just showed you. What normally happens is I drive up and drop Bro as close as I can get him. He just wanders down. No messing this time. Set up in the pop-up hide, whereas the other one was a permanent one. Got a squirrel coming in, as we expected. The levels dropped like a stone, and that's what prompted this visit. It's more like it, straight on the feeder. No messing about hanging up in the trees. Scope cam's on. As you can see, the squirrel is in mortal danger. That's more like it. It's what we expect to happen most of the time. The parapel's doing a business yet again. Have a bit of a kickabout. Again, check the links in the description as to why they kick after the headshot. Ted's video. Here's another one. Those big thick hedges all around here seem to be where they're living. Lots of ivy, and they're very tall. Got drays in there. There's two having a run around now. This is more like it. We like doubles. This is where your average silenced air rifle comes into its own. Those two don't seem to be too worried by each other. The one's taking the lead and coming in. There's a dead one on the floor under the feeder. We're expecting them to look at that. That's normal. May even be some attacking or some nervous behaviour generated by it. We don't mind that though. Where are they? There's two there a minute ago. So what's happened? They've climbed up the post. Missed whatever happened there, but never mind. Have they spotted the one on the floor? Yeah. They're starting to feed on some spilt grain. That's not a problem. Nothing wrong with that shot. The other one looks on wondering what's happened. Like I said before, it's exactly why the silenced air rifles work so well. You see that other squirrel's ran off to the left. It's a bit concerned by its friends' movements, if they can even be friends. No time to adjust the main camera. Scope cam finds its mark. In about a minute. Got two on the deck. It's more like it. 3 down. Here comes number 4. It's quite a good spot, this. Deliberately picked 4 in. So you've got a chance to see them coming. Plenty of time to turn the cameras on. And also, you wouldn't disturb any in the hedgerow. Sort of hoping to have a little conveyor belt of squirrels at the hedge, making that little dash across the bottom of them poles, get on the feeder, getting shot, then the next one coming in and the same happening. This feeder's not in a bad spot for getting squirrels. It isn't a bad spot for being disturbed by workers, depending on the day. People have got to work on the farm and we have to work around them. So this one will be due for being moved, which I shall hopefully be doing this very day after I finished editing this video, believe it or not. And that one's done a leap up the pole. Never ceases to amaze me how those sharp little nails grip. Perfectly evolved for climbing things. Again, this is another one where patience is a virtue. Got to give it a chance to check the ones out on the floor. What normally happens, they'll come in and make themselves happy. There's no danger. And then they'll totally ignore them, climb on the feeder, and start feeding. The only reason we use food is to draw them in. Once they sit feeding, then it presents a perfectly good opportunity for a headshot. As I said in other videos, if they sit still, on alert, or they find something else to feed on, they can be shot there as well. You just want a calm, sat still squirrel When they're sat upright with their head pulled down, they don't tend to flinch, or if they do flinch, their head won't retract any further. When you've got them on fours with their head sticking out, then that's a little bit less desirable as a shot. If they flinch, they could pull their head straight back out the way, and you can miss them completely. Or miss the brain, hit them through the front of the face, like the nose, which obviously will do them a lot of damage. Not the right thing to do. Bro's tracking it. Found something to feed on. That's more like it. Quartering towards your shot, just over the eyebrow. Everyone's a winner. The quartering towards your shot is probably one of the better ones. When you see them, with the pellet straight on top of their eyebrow, straight into the brain. Nothing wrong with that shot. And that squirrel 4 on the deck. A few lame kicks from the back legs, and it's all over for that one. As I said previously, I'm shooting a feeder this day at the top of the hill. We've already seen that footage. So I put in for the H&N testing. And this is the footage the bro got from the bottom of the hill. 4 on a deck for him. Nice double. The wind's got up, as you can hear. But he was happy enough with that. It's pretty bitter. We were glad to get 4 on the deck down there. Well done, bro. Whilst bro was busying himself with there, Bruv was out with his Mark IV and his Predator Polymags in 177 off on one of his permissions next to that 400-acre woods. You've seen this feeder before and you'll see more of it hopefully in the future. He's been busy sorting out the squirrels. Bruv's a bit of a nightmare to get the footage off. And there's Squirrel 1. You can see by the way it jumped there, wasn't a great shot. Polymags normally do a better job than that. It's on the floor and he's lining up on it. Second shot. It's more like it. We normally find the Polymags to be excellent at stopping squirrels. Here's another view of the same shot from his trail cam he's had on the post. Picks up quite a lot of information close up. You can see the way it jumped. They don't normally jump if you've hit them properly. Dead giveaway really. The shot wasn't great. Second shot finished the deal though. They don't tend to go far with a semi-decent headshot. It's squirrel number 2. Straight into feed. That's more like it. Sat on its haunches. Quite a brutal impact that. Down to the ground he goes. For some reason the trail cam never picked anything up for that one. What happens is the trail cam's on the one post. It tends to pick up movement and starts recording on its own. I don't know why it didn't pick that one up. It dropped like a stone. I spotted a squirrel coming in down the bottom of those posts. Just gotta wait for it to come up onto the feeder. Zoom in now, we've got plenty of time. So one thing about small grains like that, they've got to sit and eat them. They can't take them away. It gives you plenty of time to compose a decent shot. For a second it looked like he was going to run away then. That's more like it though. Sit up like that, son. Knocked his head straight back on there. Dropped it to the ground nicely. Fortunately, the trail cam managed to pick this one up. Quite interesting the information it picks up. Looks into that wood over there. You can also hear the noises close in, such as the pellet impact along with the munching of the wheat. Quite an interesting view, I think. Very often they come straight down the line of the wood, but sometimes they can catch you out. Don't see them at the base of the feeder. Bro's got it on the hedge line of a 400-acre wood. Nothing wrong with that shot. Polymags hit hard. Drop that one to the ground nicely. Here's the scope cam footage. Munching merrily on some wheat. Then it's all over for Mr. Squirrel. You can hear the wind picking up. Bruv goes into wildlife mode now. An open hopper on this one, no lid. And a fence to keep the livestock away from it. But the squirrels should be able to climb on there no problem. If you look here now, those two circles, there's a squirrel in one of them and a squirrel in the other. They're both coming down to the feeder. We do like a good double. The old tail flicking. Knows there's another one there somewhere. There'll probably be some argy-bargy on the feeder in a minute. And they're definitely on alert. You only have to sit still when Brev's watching. Squirrel 1 hits the deck. Squirrel 2's on the top of the feeder. Not anymore, it's not. This one Brev totally forgot to zoom in. You can tell by the sound what happened. And the trail cam battery died. We're zooming in now. Different looks filming, eh, Brev? Got it sorted now. Got the zoom back on again. Zooms in nicely on this one. If it comes in. Sitting there. The angle Brev's sitting. Most of the shots you'll get are quartering towards you shots. Just like that when they sort of tilt their head. Target straight over the top of the eye. The pellet will go straight into the centre of the brain. Does a great job. You can see the blood's gushing out. Polymag's found its mark. Building quite a nice bag now. This is the last squirrel he got on film of the day. Come in. Looking directly at him. Again, that sort of quarter in towards you, looking to the side, headshot type thing. That makes sense. Not dead straight on, where it goes straight between the eyes. Nothing wrong with that shot. Straight over the eyebrow. If it goes through the eye, it'll go through the brain. If it goes a bit higher, it'll still go through the brain. The wind's got up a bit now, as you can hear. He finishes the session with 10 on the deck. Good effort there, Bruv. Bruv expects great things with this feeder, developing rather nicely. With 10 squirrels down, I'm not about to disagree with him.
Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please like, subscribe and share. Thank you.